welcome to the existential shift. Back or a new have you. Oh my god, the light is so strong. Do I look like a ghost? Wow. Okay. All right. That's fine. That's fine. So, okay. This will be a love reading for the weekend, Friday, Saturday, Sunday. We're going to look into all of you, but by the element. So we're gonna go earth, water, fire, and air. Kind of wish you were able to see me properly. What do you guys think? Do I look like? Do I look ghosty? Hey, A-chan. I needed this. Thank you for streaming. You're most welcome. Absolutely. Let's see what's going on this weekend. Yeah, I look super bright. And I don't even know what to do. Like I turned off. Let's see if maybe if I do this. Oh, much better. Much better. Yes. Right? A little color added to my existence. Okay. It'll have to do. It'll have to do. Looking a little bit cartoony. So how are you guys doing? How are you? Whether you're in the chat or in the comment section. If you're watching this afterwards and you feel inclined to timestamp, I would be most grateful. Please include the beginning, which is for the collective, which I will also do. Just kind of general spiritual check-in for the collective for this weekend, and then I'm going to go by the elements. And start with the caption timestamps, so people know it's a timestamp and they know to press down to continue reading this. Otherwise, they think that it's just another regular comment, and I'm not gonna be able to pin it. But you know what? I'm just being picky. However you do it, that would be great. Worst case scenario, I'll just rewrite it in a comment, copy paste it or something. Anywho, my name is Morgainne. If you're new, welcome to the shift. If you feel inspired by these readings, helped, taught, be sure to join the shift. You know, subscribe. If you wish to express support, it's very easy to do so. All you got to do is press the like button, give a comment, of course, share, because if you feel like this content can help your friends and your circles, by all means do so. Spread the good karma, spread the dharma. It has good karma to it. What else? What else? Oh, this is important. I will remind this for you guys before we begin. I'll say it now, but I will also remind it between the readings. If you really want to go in depth to your love life, I have very special love sequels that I make. They are a double pentagram spread, tons of cards, just to conclude, bottom line, to make a long story short, where we look deep into you and to your person of interest, mind, heart, actions, other aspects, and how it both correlates in the dynamic, and also how things are meant or about, considering your choices, are about to unfold in the coming month, with, of course, advice, because it's not all set in stone. So, well, how can we improve? So, and I also give a rune reading at the end. So all of those, for all the signs, for every single one of you, are linked below in the description box. Okay, you have direct links to them. Now, it's great not just for you, for your sign, but also if you have a cross watcher, like let's say you're cross watching for a Taurus, you can, and you're not a Taurus, then you can grab the Taurus one, and then you'll see Taurus, and then the person they're dealing with, that would be you, right? Because I look into the two energies. All of these readings are available in two places, two locations, depending on what it is you're looking for and how it is you want to watch them. The first way you can watch them is for unlimited streaming. Watch all of them, all the 13 signs, and past ones, okay? Because it's not just for this batch, but also past batches. Over here on YouTube as a channel member. When it comes to tier master and above in the channel membership, you get unlimited access to all the love sequels, on top of also other VIP content like karmic shift and liberation, etc. Now, if you don't want that, that's all good. If you just want one specific or two specific or randomly here and there sequels, love sequels, you can have them over on Patreon for separate purchase. Those are linked below. Everything is linked below. Okay? So, now that you have your love life covered, when it comes to, I'm just so weirded out by the way I look. I mean, it's just the lighting is like insane. If we do this, maybe, like the exposure is too big, too much exposure. Let's see if we can. Sorry, just kind of moving things around. Slightly better. Okay, we'll just have to deal with that. You're not interested in me anyway. You're interested in your boo. Okay, let's do this. Let's start with the collective. Where's the moon right now? I'm just curious to know where the planets are at this moment in time. Moon is in Cancer. Oh yeah, in 2 days Mercury is going to station, or in 2 days we're going to have a new moon in Leo, 12 degrees. And then the following day Mercury is going to go retrograde. So this weekend is right at the end, at the waning moon, right? The last 3 days of this moon cycle, and the last 3 days of Mercury being direct. It's in shadow, but it's still direct. So it's 3 days to kind of properly discern some endings that we've experienced and clear them out of our mindset and of our path. To just kind of acknowledge them, process them, and let them go. And have a clear mind to do so. Maybe go through some emotional processing, some psychological healing, some grieving wherever it applies, wherever it's relevant. Because having a new moon, and right after that, immediately after that, a Mercury going in retrograde, it's a combination of a new start with the repetition of the past. So it's a new start with something from the past. When it comes to love life, it can denote starting anew with someone that you used to be with. Okay, having a new start, something different, a different approach. The two of you have went through some things. You're different now. This could be a new beginning with someone that returns from your past, either from this life or from the past life. This is a good opportunity to mention this in general when it comes to Mercury retrograde. A lot of people, when you know just enough to do harm. So when it comes to Mercury retrograde, they're like, oh, if someone new comes into my life during a retrograde, it's probably going to be temporary. I shouldn't even bother. I shouldn't even start. All that jazz. And then they sabotage it or don't even give it a chance. First of all, everything is temporary. Whether it's a month, a year, 10 years, or a lifetime, it's still temporary. So if you're not going to live through situations and events because they are temporary, you're not going to live through anything. If nothing that is temporary is real, then nothing is real. Okay, so don't not go through something, or don't not start something just because you know it's going to be temporary. Okay, so that already in and of itself, even if someone comes in, they're new into your life and it's a Mercury retrograde and you're like, oh, I don't know, it's a retrograde, where will this lead to? Make your own decisions based on your own life, of course, but generally speaking, if it's something that feels good and feels right, don't dismiss it or dispose of it because it's a retrograde or because it's temporary. Maybe there's karma there. Maybe there's something to learn there. Maybe it's a stepping stone. Maybe it's a road sign that leads you to somewhere else, the relationship with them. But maybe it is someone that you already know. You just don't know them from this life. So you think they're new, but they're actually really not new. And they return to you during a Mercury retrograde. Because it doesn't consider, oh, it's just in this lifetime. Right? It considers your soul journey. So bottom line, whether it's temporary or not, whether it's from a past lifetime or not, don't deprive yourself of experiences just because of a planetary aspect. I mean, if you're an astrologer and you know what you're doing, go for it. But especially if you're just, you know, just a little bit, you're not sure, live the life that is unfolding in front of you for you. Okay? So that's an important thing to start with. And if you're timestamping, please be sure to include it and don't skip it. I'm working with the After Tarot. Hello. And I was going to start with a collective message for your love life for this weekend, but I feel like I just gave it. So I'm not going to reiterate, and I'm not going to just do something twice for the sake of whatever. So we already did that. So we're going to, so that was the collective message for your love life. No, that was for the new moon. Okay, that was Shift Talk Love Life for the new moon and Mercury retrograde, which starts in 3 days. It doesn't include the next 3 days. So I'm going to do a reading for the collective, for collective love situations for this weekend, just to do it right. Just to do it right. Okay. All right. I'm a work in progress, guys. That's okay. Glad I caught it. So the next 3 days for the collective, when it comes to romance, specific romantic love. I'm not looking for family love, friendship love, camaraderie love. All of that is beautiful. Brother-in love, fantastic and perfect and beautiful and important, but that's not what we're talking about. We're talking about romance, right? So the next 3 days, message for the collective, maybe divine feminine, divine masculine status, spiritual status when it comes to their love life. Okay, I have one card out. First card out, Queen of Swords. 2 more. And Page of Cups. And the third from our collective. 5 of Swords. So, here's what's up. Generally speaking, there's love, but there's suffocating it with overthinking and wanting to be strong. This is coming from your from the divine feminine. So feminines out there, women out there, you guys, you gals, might be in your like, I'm a feminist, which is great. But here's the thing. When you're in warfare and you have an enemy, it's good to have your sword out, right? Because you're in battle. You're in fighting mode. But when the war is over and everything's okay and you're in your garden, you don't need your sword out. I mean, you can have it tucked in just in case, right? Better be a warrior in a garden than a gardener in war. It's an old Zen proverb. But when the person in front of you, when the masculine, when the man is sweet and expressive and feels like they just want to connect and they're not sure how to do it right, and maybe they make mistakes, maybe they fumble with their words, maybe they don't say the perfect thing all the time, but they're really trying and they're coming from the heart, and you bring a lot of judgment and criticism. Even if you're right, it could be wrong, okay? It's like, recognize what they're trying to say, recognize what they're trying to do, acknowledge the small yet meaningful gestures, okay? So maybe it's not the perfect gift that you were hoping for, but they still bothered and thought and tried and wanted with intent, with good intention. It's like you get so sharp next to them that they start, swallowing their words and not sure if anything that they do is right, so they just stop trying, right? It creates like a sense of you versus them. This is not you against them. You're on the same side, you're on the same team. And if you treat them like they're the enemy, then that creates, well, it's the opposite of love. It creates a mechanical relationship of judgment and of counting who did what and for who. So I get that you were hurt before. I get that you had to fight before for your independence and for your expression. And I get that you've handled misogyny, and I get that you've handled chauvinism. We all have. This is not in any way to dismiss the need of feminism when it is needed, when you are facing adversity, right? But if you're facing someone sweet who just wants to express themselves to you and they want to open the door for you or pick up the tab, they're not disrespecting you, girl. They're trying to show you that they care. Okay? Don't belittle them. I see in this coming 3 weeks, there's overmind and judgment and criticism that kind of belittles the masculine, and they're coming from a good place, and that makes them defensive. And then it makes them also passive. They go from romantic and sweet to passive and defensive. And it's like, it's kind of creating that which you worry will happen, right? So this was, Spirit was giving through a message more so. Now, for men out there, please don't be discouraged by judgment. If you're doing something from the kindness of your heart, from a place of courting, it's actually really important. Don't let that trample over you. If someone is at a place where she doesn't love herself enough to accept gestures of romance and of kindness, and she perceives it as disrespect when it's absolutely not, send her love and merit and well wishes on her journey of healing and evolution. But don't let that change you. Right? Don't be like, okay, now I'm not going to do anything for a woman, or now I'm not going to open the door, or now I'm not going to pick up the tab. Don't use that as an excuse to become lazy with your masculinity. Sustain and maintain your masculinity. It's important. Okay? So, obviously, if you're into that. Forgot tissue, so I'm going to blow my nose with. Let's see what you guys are writing. Jay Stone, thanks for sharing your evolution. You're welcome. Thank you for being here and going through it with me. Red Bike, hey, are we doing signs? Which sign are we on? Well, I just did the collective, and now I'm going to go through by the elements. Thank you, Lulu, for clarifying. Thank you, Edward, for clarifying. Okay, great. We did have a somewhat of a shift talk in the beginning, so let's timestamp that too as well when it comes to what I said about the new moon in Leo with the Mercury retrograde, and how to treat a Mercury retrograde when it comes to your love life. So yeah, I'd like for that to be included in the timestamps. Okay. A train. Can you hear it? I don't have anything against trains. I like trains. I don't like the sound of trains. They're honk. There's something about it that just triggers me. I don't know what it is. I just don't like it. Like, it gives me the, I don't know, aversion. Crimes against art. You like the beadwork on my shirt. Thank you. Gigi, you find the train sounds relaxing, but only when it's kind of far away. I get that. Okay, now we're going to move to the elements. Thank you guys for being here. Thank you for your support. I will remind everyone, I'm going to start with Earth. So I'm going to do Taurus, Virgo, and Capricorn for this weekend, your love life. Message for that. Now, if you want a deeper look to you and your person, not just for the next 3 days, and also a deeper understanding of the dynamic and how things will unfold in the next month, link to your signs, Taurus, Virgo, and Capricorn, each of you has their own video, are below in the description box. If you're cross-watching for an earth sign, for a Taurus, Virgo, or Capricorn, it will also be for you, because I'm reading both sides. I'm reading Taurus and who they're dealing with. So it could be for either any of the earth signs or any of their cross-watchers. Links below, okay? So Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn for this coming weekend, next 3 days. Love for my earth signs, please. Earth seekers. Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn. What's going on with you this weekend? Friday, Saturday, Sunday. Friday, Saturday, Sunday. By the way, can you guys hear me well? How's the sound? I did a video for Ophiuchus, posted it last night. What a wonderful video. It was such a great reading. And the sound was not good because the AC was on and was close to my laptop, and you could hear the so you can still understand. I'm still clear, but there's back noise that might be annoying for some of you. So I'm sorry about that. But if you could get over it and get over it, but if you could get over that and watch it, I really recommend it because I think it was a very important video for the collective in general. So all of you, Ophiuchus or not, I recommend go watching it. It's called Union Either Way. Okay. Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn, my earth seekers, please. This weekend for their love life. Message for their love life. Okay. We have Page of Swords, Seven of Pentacles, and one more card for my earth signs for this weekend. And the High Priestess. Okay. Page of Swords, Seven of Pentacles, and the High Priestess. Someone can't handle you. This is like above their pay grade or their current state. It's like, I don't understand Earth. I don't understand what they're saying, what they're not saying. I feel like there's something there, but it's like, this is more clear. This is something I can focus on. So the person that you're dealing with is kind of choosing in the next 3 days anyway, to just interact and speak with or connect with other people. And it's not necessarily romantic, just maybe it could be their social environment, maybe their peers at work or their school friends, or their neighbors. They're just choosing to focus on them, interacting with them. They're focusing on their work. They feel like they don't understand what's going on. Some of you might find an ending with whoever you're dealing with in this coming weekend. And some of you it will just be like a weekend where there's a sense of a distance or nothing really happens. Stay wise, stay discerning, stay quiet in this weekend and see what it does. See if it makes them want to understand you better and ask the relevant questions, or if it makes them kind of focus on everything else. Now, again, these are readings for the next 3 days. So it could just be a mood. You know, it's not like the end all be all. But if you really want to go deeper into that, check out your love sequel that is linked below. Okay? Great. Good luck, Earth. Also, you're short on God and love, very important and profound. I agree. Thank you. Crimes Against Art also agrees. Good. I'm glad that you like my content, guys. That's awesome. Share it. See, if I make a video, a content that you feel is important, walk the talk, my lovely seekers. Share it with your circles. Share it in your social media. It makes a difference because, first of all, maybe someone needs to hear it. Maybe it could really help someone out there, especially that type of video. People can find themselves bewildered and stuck over these types of questions that they shouldn't even be asking because it's not really a question, and they can be stuck for a very long time, and just understanding that can free something, can liberate something, can create a moksha, right? So share it with your circles, share it with someone you think can benefit from it. And not just the love and God, like, you know, obviously don't share things that didn't speak to you, that you're not into, but if something did genuinely speak to you, not just with my content, of course I encourage you to do that with my content, but generally speaking, like, spread the Dharma, right? Spread the inspiration. You see something inspiring that made a difference for you, share it. It's such an easy thing to do, and it makes such a difference, and it does generate good karma for you when you like serve as a channel for wisdom, or channel for truth, or channel for healing, where you like even if you just are the ones that come and grabs it from this place and puts it in here as well, so that others can be aware of it. Like, you didn't create it, you just helped it spread. That comes with good karma as well. So yeah, and again, not just with my content, anything that inspires you, just spread the wisdom. We need it. We need a lot of it. But preferably with my content, just in case it wasn't clear. Nah. All right, who are we doing next? We did Earth, let's do water. Cancer, Scorpio, and Pisces. Just a reminder, in case you jumped into here, you have your own personal love sequel, love reading, a deep look between you and your person of interest. It's linked below to each of you, each sign. So Pisces has their own reading, Cancer and Scorpio, each of you has their own reading. If you're cross-watching for any of the water signs, it can apply to you, because I look into any of them, I look into the sign that you're watching for and the person that they're dealing with. So you will be the person they're dealing with. And we're also looking into past, present, and future potential for the next month from when you're watching. So it's a real in-depth, big spread. It's all linked below. Okay. Now, let's focus on this weekend for my water signs. Cancer, Scorpio, and Pisces. The next 3 days, please. Friday, Saturday, Sunday. Next 3 days. Friday, Saturday, Sunday. That's one. We have 7 of Wands. 2 more for water. For this weekend. Ace of Wands. Wonderful. And then one more. So much fire for water. One more. Okay. And 5 of Cups. Okay. And bottom of the deck, Ace of Cups. All right. So, 7 of Wands, Ace of Wands, 5 of Cups. Okay. Water. There is something that you know deep inside to be true about yourself. and about your path, but you feel like there's no understanding and cooperation from your person. It could be from your environment. And you feel on your own in this. Now, this is for the next 3 days. That's okay. Sometimes we stand alone with what we know. Sometimes we need to say, I know myself better than everyone. Now, sometimes we need to consider that maybe we're wrong and other people are right, and listen to the universe and listen to our wise, fellow Buddhas that might have something very meaningful and true to say, and can accept criticism, etc. But at the end of the day, when it burns on the inside and you know it to be true, and it's from your core, from your center, let it exist and let it keep that flame. Try not to spread that flame too thin with unnecessary arguments or trying to convince. Don't spend the next 3 days trying to convince anyone of what you know and what you feel. Just be with what you know and what you feel. This is just not a time to go against the grain. It will just spread your energy thin. It will just kind of exhaust your life force. Meditate. Walking meditation, aka sports. Okay, walking meditation doesn't have to be just walking. It could be running, it could be exercising, it could be martial arts. Find a way to own what you know and express the fire in you in a way that it doesn't require someone else's agreement. This is yours. If it's also theirs, it's going to be also theirs. And when it's the right time, it will be found out. If it's not theirs and it's just you, it's still how you feel, and it's important to acknowledge how you feel. Okay, so let's say it's a one-sided love, right? Let's say you have feelings for someone and they don't share the feelings. When I say your feelings are valid, it's not to say that they're wrong and they don't know how they feel, or that they're lying, or that whatever the case may be. They know how they feel. Their feelings are valid. You know that you have love for this person. You know that you care about this person. It may be that it's not mutual. So when I say honor your feelings and acknowledge the validity of your feelings, I don't mean like try to force it on the other. I don't mean like assume that they'll wake up, or that you know something that they don't and they just need to be educated. No, it just means this is what's truly inside of you. And you honor it without trying to put it on the other. You can honor how you feel and honor what someone else feels without discrediting either. So I'm seeing a need in the next 3 days to kind of focus on you, what you feel, and then express it. And don't worry about it too much. Like, this too shall pass. It's just 3 days. I hope this was helpful. All right. Crimes against art. You've been thinking about horseback riding. That's great. Love horses. I studied therapeutic horsemanship, which is treating children and adults with different types of disabilities with riding horses. Didn't get to practice it too much professionally, but I did study it, and it's amazing. Horses are incredible. They are a reflection of how you truly feel on the inside. It's very beautiful. So it allows you to kind of diagnose what's going on with the person riding them, because they show you, they reflect the person riding them. So someone can look super calm, but once they go on the horse, if the horse is agitated and anxious and uncomfortable, then the person inside is agitated and anxious and uncomfortable. Like, the horses are just a very clear mirror to the truth within, and it's fascinating to watch. Okay. So, thank you, water signs. That was awesome, and I hope it was also helpful for you. Next will be fire signs. Aries, Leo, Sagittarius. My fire seekers, fire babies. Welcome. This will be love reading for the next 3 days for you. If you want an in-depth personal reading between you and your person, Look below in the description box. All the links to all the different signs and their love readings are there. It's looking deep into you and your person of interest, the dynamic, mind and heart, etc., actions, all that jazz, and how things are unfolding in the next month from when you're watching it. So it's really in depth. There's also rune readings, a rune reading at the end. You can have it separately from Patreon, just the one reading that you want. It's linked below. Or if you want all the sequels and unlimited streaming to all the VIP content and all the love readings, you can just find it on channel membership tier master and above, which will also include other content, other VIP content. Now the channel memberships you can cancel anytime, so you can just try. And on Patreon, it's just separate purchase. Now, if you're cross-watching for an Aries, Leo, or Sagittarius, that will also be for you, because I'm looking into them and to the person they're dealing with. You will be the person they're dealing with. Comprende? Comprende. All right. You fire fairies, you fire creatures. Let's see what's up with you guys. Aries, Leo, Sagittarius. What's going on for you guys for this weekend, the next 3 days in your love life? Ace of Swords. Two more. For fire. That's too much. Too many cards. Two more for fire. Four of Swords. And one more. I just heard museum. Are you going to a museum? Are you taking them to a museum? Are they taking you to a museum? Do they have something to do with a museum? Are they someone that you would put in a museum? What? Don't put anybody in a museum. They're like, no. Okay. One more card for Aries, Leo, Sagittarius who are not going to lock anyone in a museum. Okay. Can take them there to visit, but don't. I think you get it. One more card for Aries, Leo, Sag for my fire seekers for this weekend for love. So much air, dear fire, and then Knight of Swords. The rest of the warrior, the rest of the knight. So you know, if something, there's an eureka, there's an understanding, a realization, you get it. You understand the dynamic between the two of you. You understand what this is about, but it kind of puts you in a situation where you need to process it and recognize it and understand what's going on. There's a lot. And remember I said museum, it feels like something that has been frozen in time. Like carved in stone, frozen in time. Once this understanding occurs, eureka, realization, it won't stop coming. It will be like an influx of realization and inspiration and a knowing and an understanding that will require some processing. And there is a waiting. Someone has been waiting. Someone has been waiting for time to be unfrozen. Ooh, so dramatic. But the time to act is soon, if not even in the next 3 days. It's like, it's interesting because this is a reading for the next 3 days, but we have very different energies. There's like waiting and standing still, and then there's like fast movement and action. So it's like, you know the timing. You understand the situation. It's like, you'll be inspired to know what to say, how, when. It's going to go from like 0 to 100. It's like this sword, this knowing, has been laying dormant beneath you, maybe in your subconscious or frozen in time. And it's like, oh, hold on. Amazing how the cards do that. It's incredible how they speak. And then here it's when the sword is waking up. Now, it's a painful analogy. It looks violent, but think, these are all analogies. The element of swords is the element of air, knowledge, information, realization, inspiration, memory, planning, everything that has to do with the mind. And there's a lot of it. So it's like the brain is just being like over influx with like the neurotransmitters starting to move really fast in between the cells and everywhere. And suddenly it's like one chip falls after the other, and it's like a lot. You're like, wait, I need a moment. I need a moment to understand this, and then no, I know what to do, and I'm gonna do this. And this is yours to know. It's okay. Good luck, Aries, Leo, and Sagittarius, my fire seekers. Thank you. And if you guys want to share with us in the comments, if you resonate and what it means for you, feel free to do so. Now, the next is air signs. Just some liquids before the air. So now we have Aquarius, Gemini, and Libra. Okay, Aquarius, Gemini, Libra, air signs. This is a reading for the next 3 days for this weekend, Friday, Saturday, Sunday. Message for love, for romance. If you want a deeper look into you and your person of interest, where we see into the dynamic between the two of you, mind, heart, actions, etc., and how things are about to unfold between the two of you in the next month. There's also a rune reading at the end of the tarot spread. Linked below, the readings for each of you separately. There's Libra, there's one for Aquarius, there's one for Gemini. Now, if you're cross-watching for Libra or Aquarius or Gemini, it's also for you, because I have two separate, cards batch where one looks into you and one looks into the person you're dealing with. So the cross-watcher would be the person that they are dealing with. So it's really great both for the sign and for the cross-watcher. And it's linked below for your convenience. And guys, in general, all the signs, having the extra VIP content on top of course, like giving you better input and understanding into your situations and giving you an opportunity to expand and simply know and ease and have like a sense of ease. On top of all that, it's very, very helpful for the channel. So consider supporting the channel and my work. I'm very specific with energy, and it's not tit for tat, but just wise work with energy, right? So the more I feel there's reciprocation and support, the more I'm naturally inclined to give. Otherwise, I know that if I just keep giving and giving in a way that is not proportionate to the reciprocation, it will hurt the messages themselves, and it will hurt the quality of my content, right? I can't give what I don't have, so I need to have enough energy and life force. Now, I know you guys understand this because you're brilliant energy workers. The seekers that I have on my channel are just brilliant. I know you get that, but sometimes we all need a friendly reminder. Now, air signs for this weekend. Love message. Too many cards. Aquarius, Gemini, and Libra. There we go. First card out, the Lovers. Beautiful. 2 more cards. 4 of Swords again. So if you skipped it, maybe you want to watch the fire signs. One more. And Queen of Pentacles. Beautiful. Okay. We have here Lovers, 4 of Swords, and Queen of Pentacles. There's a choice that needs to be made. It needs to be a very clear one. And you want to be very wise and thorough with making this decision, because you will be building upon this decision something that will last for a long time, that will become an aspect of who you are and will become applicable to your day-to-day life. So it's okay to take your time just a little bit, 3-4 days or whatever applies. And consider who you are truly. Consider who you want to be, because this decision will really determine your next path. It could very well be, I mean, it's a love reading, so yes, this is about choosing love, or choosing, you know, to be with someone, to build a home with someone, to have a relationship with them. Consider that whoever you're choosing now, there's a strong potential that they will become something long-lasting. So it's almost like your soul knows that this is your choice, but your avatar, as part of your karma or as part of your evolution, needs to go through the process of discernment and thoughtfulness when it comes to what is best for you and what is right for you, and to show to spirit and to show to your higher self that you care about your life and you're not just taking things, such big decisions, lightly. You're not just, you know, oh yeah, sure, let's do it. Let's build a home together. It's like, this is a meaningful thing. Or, oh yeah, sure, let's move in together. Oh yeah, sure, let's commit to each other. Like, it's like, you know, it's your decision. Your soul knows that it's something that you feel deeply in your heart, but it's part of your karma. Maybe you haven't done that before. Maybe you've been frivolous with the decisions you've been making so far, and taking really big, meaningful decisions, life-changing, life-altering decisions in the spur of the moment, and it hasn't been serving you, or it has for a while, but now it's different. So, like, you already know the answer, but act like you spiritually know the answer, but your brain needs to catch up with that answer and go through the proper process of being responsible for your heart, being responsible for your future. So even if you already know the truth, even if you already know that this is the path you want to take, don't be quick to just decide it. Examine everything there is to examine about it. Make sure that it's good for you. Also, if someone else needs to make a decision, don't wait on that. Focus on your self-care. Focus on your work. Focus on whatever it is that you're constructing and creating. And that is part of your, this is what I'm deciding to do. I'm deciding not to wait on someone else's decision. I'm deciding to move forward or move inward and just focus on what I know is right for me. Okay, air signs? And from there, the best path for you will unfold. Either possibilities. Okay, how's that? How are you guys feeling? I like that we did all the elements and a collective and a shift talk in under an hour. Feel good about that. Any comments, questions? Any questions that you might have in general, spiritual questions, general spirituality or general life? This will be a time to ask. Also, in the meantime, I'm on social media, Instagram and X, as the Existential Shift. So if you haven't joined, haven't been following me yet, catch me there. It's a little bit of a different content, but also similar content. I just express myself differently. Um, on X, I focus more on geopolitics and mundane things that I believe are important to raise awareness about. Um, and on Instagram, it's kind of random and changes. Sometimes it's really cute spiritual memes. And sometimes it's my dramatic thoughts. So either way, it will be nice to have you guys there. It's a nice opportunity to see who you are. Like when I have a name here on YouTube with my subscribers, with my seekers, it's just a name. But when you follow me on Instagram, for example, I'm like able to be like, oh, this person is like likes this and likes that. I'm able to like kind of sneak peek into your profiles. So yeah, check me out over there. If you're not familiar, Red Bike, I will answer your question right away. It's not an overdone topic. I'm happy to answer it. So thank you for your question, Red Bike, and I'll be right with it. Also, let's see. There is channel membership. I think I said it, but there are different tiers, different levels of support that match every different pocket, where you get not only to support and reciprocate and become a deeper part of the tribe. Like you get channel members get emphasized on comments and in chat, and I always answer channel members. So not only that, you also get VIP content. You have unlimited streaming of Karmic Shift and Liberation for all the signs, unlimited streaming of all the love sequels. All the sequels for the tarot scopes are there, present and past. And if you really go high to Golden Ratio tier, it will also include all of Tarot Masterclass, 90 pre-recorded classes where I teach you how to read tarot, how to be a real Tarochido, and it includes a shamanic spiritual journey with me. And you take it in your spare time, the classes, in your own rhythm. It takes you from beginner to mastery, so it doesn't matter where you're at on your journey of tarot and spirituality. It will either have you catch up with what you need to catch up with or add to what you already know and clarify. And you can always cancel, it's a monthly membership. It's not so dramatic. So consider checking that out. What else? I did social media, channel membership. Yeah, so thank you to my channel members. If you've been a recurring seeker that have been watching, but you're not subscribed, press the subscribe button, solidify your decisions, be intentful with what it is you do. Align your mind with your heart, with your spirit, with your actions. It's really good for manifestation to not have, dissonance between what's inside of you and what's outside of you. Just join the shift. What else? Oh, if you tend to miss out on lives, or you're like, oh, how come I didn't see this and that content? Press the bell button. It's a magical button with the shape of a bell. You press it and then you get notified when I upload new content or when I plan a live. It's also important to turn on notifications in general from YouTube. If you press the bell button but your general notification receiving from YouTube is off, then they're not going to send it to you. Okay, so if you're going to do it right. Lulu, how do you know that you no longer love a person romantically? Red Bike and Lulu, those are two great questions. I'll be right with you guys. Thank you for those. I just want to make sure I do the housekeeping first. Oh, I never talk about this. I have a Teespring online shop with my own designs where I designed different products. There's mugs, there are t-shirts, there are phone covers, there's wall tapestries, stickers, all kinds of sweatshirts, really leggings, towels, pillows, like really great stuff that I designed that have a magical flair to them, right? So there's a poster with an abracadabra sigil that I created that is for manifestation. Abracadabra is evra ke'adabra. It's actually from Aramaic, which is ancient Hebrew. That which I speak, I shall create. So having an abracadabra sigil that I've designed in your house on your wall, I have a huge one. It's just in my car and I don't have space for it here, but it comes in different sizes. You have Karma is a Witch t-shirts. You have Seer, Existential Shifter mugs. Like it's really cool and unique for us, for our tribe. If you purchase anything from my online store, it will make me really happy if you'll take a picture with it, either wearing it or holding it, and post it on your Instagram and tag me, the Existential Shift. I will share it. It will make me happy to see you with it for the fun of it. Yes, it's great for marketing, but it will just, it's my designs. So seeing them out there will just, it's just simple joy. So if you feel inclined to do so, by all means. What else? Before I move on to answering your wonderful questions, I did social media, channel membership, online teaser. Oh, there's private readings, you guys. Like, of course, donations are always so welcome and so appreciated. Thank you, thank you, thank you. You can donate via Ko-fi, via Venmo. The links are in the description box and here linked at the chat. So thank you. It's super helpful. I always send, merit to those of you who send donations. I always send blessings and focus on your name. So I try to reciprocate your reciprocation energetically. But also, if you want to speak with me personally, either in a live video or a live phone call, you can go to the existentialshift.as.me, also linked below in the description box. And then we can actually talk. And I go really in depth. Like, I analyze the heck out of you. It's like 45 minutes or 15 minutes long, depending on what you choose. And especially when it's video, I'm not saying you have to book a video, you can book a phone call, but especially when it's video and I see you and look into your eyes, it's like it just, all the scan comes through. So, yeah, however deep you felt I've helped you in here, it's nothing in comparison to what I do also in private readings. So I recommend my private sessions, obviously, if you're up for that. I think I got it all covered. Either way, if I didn't get it all covered, the description box has it covered. So go down there and read it. It would make me very happy to know. Okay, great. So what did we have for questions? We have Red Bike. Do you believe in twin souls, Morgainne? Yes. Have you watched my 144 recent 13th element that I made a couple of weeks ago, I think? Because I really go in depth over there, and I have a few videos on my 13th element playlist that speaks just about that. They speak about, one of them is the T on twin flames, soulmates, and karmics, where I explain the different types of soul connection and different types of love connections, twin flame, karmic, and soulmates. And then there's all kinds of other snippets of videos that have to do with love life and soulmates. Start with the 144 because I think it also links the other videos to it, the relevant ones. Or just scroll through my 13th element playlist, and there's so much content there about different topics, but also that I believe that twin souls or twin flames, however you want to refer to it, I barely speak about it because it's so saturated, the topic online, and it gets super warped. It became like this cult of perpetuating painful relationships and, kind of gaslighting it, kind of beautifying it, and making abusive situations or painful situations sound romantic. It's romanticizing pain and abuse and being stuck. And it keeps people really stuck in like karmic loops, thinking, well, it's my twin flame. There are twin flames. It is a real thing. But what has been done with it and to it online is just really preying on people's hearts. So I really try to only speak of it very specifically and when I can elaborate on the topic. And I did so on the 144 and on the T on twin flames, soulmates, and karmics. Definitely exists, just not the way it's mostly presented currently in the spiritual community online. Oh, they said that they don't love you and that they don't want to have anything to do with you, and they never call you, and they're not, and they're kind of, they always cold to you, but you know it's because they're not evolved as you. Gaslighting themselves, gaslighting the other person. You know, they're not evolved as you. They don't get it. Just wait. They'll wake up. The angels are working on it. No, they are already awake. They know how they feel. They know how they don't feel. They're not interested. You're stuck. There's a difference between it's the two of you and it's obvious that there's something very real between the two of you, but reality is obstructing. Painful karmic residue of separation and sabotage is obstructing. But you can tell if the connection is mutual, if the other person reciprocates. Maybe it doesn't necessarily reciprocate like immediately being together because there could be other stuff, but in the way, but it's not you versus them. It's not that you need like, you know, it's the two of you potentially versus adversary energy, adverse energy, or karmic residue, or sabotage. And it's like, but if they're in a relationship with someone and they're in love with them and they want to be with them, then the person that they're with is not an adversary. They're not coming between the two of you. They choose to be with them. You're the ones trying to come between them, right? So a lot of what's going on online is people kind of giving you the go to sabotage other people's relationship while telling yourself that it's the other that sabotages you. Like, honor the, if you love them so much, then you must also respect them. So assume that they know how they feel. And even if they're confused, it's still their right to be confused. Even if they're wrong, it's still their right to be wrong. You can't force anything. Okay? So just because there's so much of that online, I speak about it so little because I don't want my teachings to be conflated with that. But when I speak about it, every now and then I go into details. So I'm just reiterating now. Watch my 144. Red Bike, yeah, I agree. I've never been into the topic, always sense the toxic loops people are in, but I think I've now encountered it, karmic residue, etc. But you know, it's more than reciprocal. Yeah. Thank you so much for that explanation, Morgainne. You're most welcome, and you totally agree with everything I'm saying. That's great. Even if you hadn't agreed with everything I say, that would also be great. I encourage you guys to have your own free thinking, critical mind. Even if I say something that is really helpful and relevant to a lot of other people, it might not be relevant for you. You know, always consider I'm just a human being. And like any other human being, everything I receive gets processed through my human system. I do my best to be objective, but always listen to your heart when it comes to your life. Okay? Okay. Crimes against humanity, against art. Yeah, it's funny. Okay, glad this answered. Red Bike, it's so nice to hear such a balanced view. Thank you. Okay, next was Lulu. How do you know that you no longer love a person romantically? If you're still thinking about them constantly and can't breathe without them, then you love them. And if you're fine and you're over it and you're done and you're starting to think about other people, or you're just they're not on your mind and you're lighthearted, then you don't love them. Like, you know that you don't love someone anymore when you don't love them anymore. You might wish them all the best, you know, and care about them as a human being, but your heart is not like pulled to them all the time. They don't like fill up your world. They're not everywhere, you know. I think this is one of those things that you can't have someone else answer you. This is one of those things that only you can answer yourself about. So it's not mine to answer. It's not anyone else's to answer. It's just, you know, and because you're smart. And you know yourself and you know your heart. Thank you very much. You're most welcome. Okay, any other questions? And if you want to timestamp these questions as well, that would be also be awesome. That will be also be awesome. That will also be awesome. While we're here, guys, any question? I'll just play in the meantime. It's playing. That's fun. Ooh, cloudy. Ah, creepy. I look like an alien. Bubbles! This makes me feel like a mermaid. These are just so Instagrammy. I like the bubbles. Yellow. All right, guys, unless anyone has a question, I will bid you farewell. I'm gonna give it 40 seconds until the next round minute. So type in quickly or say, I'm typing, hold on. Stay magic, stay true. I love you.